Hi guys, and welcome back to Just So Rare. One question on this video: are Sorare taking the piss out of users? Now in my opinion there's certain aspects they 100% are. Let's get something straight, we're not talking about a corner shop establishment here. We're talking about Sorare the company. The recent valuation is around 4.3 billion. So please, I do not want to hear excuses that they're a relatively new company. Ultimately, they're a £1 billion or multi-billion pound company, and they need to start acting like that, and that starts with the management team. Now, my first issue is with the lack of communication, especially over the last 4 or 5 months on Twitter. I would argue we've had no communication whatsoever, and in my opinion, that is just not acceptable. There is a large community of Sorare users on Twitter, and we're being kept in the dark and being told absolutely nothing on future plans, etc. Secondly, I just want clarification on this Blackpool nonsense, and I want to know what users can and can't do in terms of multi-accounting. I asked this because I've got an email from Dan over a year ago where I asked, could I open another account in my missus's name and send the cards so I could put in an eth grinding team. He specifically told me that it would be frowned upon, it shouldn't happen because I would be classed as multi-accounting, so I never done it. However, looking at what Blackpool are doing, that's exactly what they are doing. So I don't understand why it's one reason or one rule for a massive investment company and a different one for a nobody like me. So I want clarification. I've emailed Dan again. I've had no response. Surprise, surprise. However, this needs to be sorted because, quite frankly, it's a piss take. Thirdly, I want to know what's going on with the threshold payments. Is the progression bar coming in? Yes or no? We were promised last May that it was going to be in by the end of September. We're now nearly April, and we're still no wiser as to when it's coming in, if it is ever coming in. Now, my argument more than anything with this is new users in particular, they could be buying players on false pretenses. If someone had £1,000 to invest a day and they were looking to build an eth grinding team, Sorare could pull that at any minute and introduce a far inferior progression bar, so people have spent £1,000 on something that they didn't want to win, basically. That's been pulled on what their objective was. So again, that's not right. Fourthly, not that it affects me, Sorare 6 months ago, I think it was around 6 months ago, produced legend cards with the promise that there would be utility. 6 months down the line, still no utility. So it would appear from the outside Sorare are just through auction selling all sorts of shit, promising this, that and the other, and it never happens. So again, another piss take. Number 5, rewards. I know the reward system has been flawed since I've been on the platform almost 2 years. I had an issue with one of the rewards, Etabo, famous now. For people who don't know, have a look. But Dan assured me over a year ago the rewards would look into, because without going into too much detail, I won a tier 2 reward over a year ago. Sorare admitted that he was in the wrong tier category. However, they wouldn't do anything about it. But Dan assured me that those rewards, or the reward system, would be improved. 12 months down the line, as if fuck. It's still flawed to this day. So there's 5 reasons why I clearly think Sorare are taking the piss out of users. And until they address this and sort it out, I will keep complaining and produce content like this. If people don't like me criticising the platform, quite frankly, I couldn't give a toss. I will speak my mind, and when it's justified, which I believe this is, then I will keep harping on about it until it's sorted out. I'm only doing this as I'm fully aware on what happened on Football Index, another football platform that no longer exists. It was run by a bunch of fraudsters. Now, I'm not saying Sorare are. I just want to let people know on how people's behaviour changes, because quite simply, people are burying their head in the sand at this moment in time, like they were on Football Index, because most people on Sorare at this moment in time are making good money. So they will turn a blind eye to deficiencies within the platform and in the system. I've got no doubt about that. If people were losing money on Sorare, they would be up in arms with certain things. Again, I've got no doubt about that. It's a shame, in my opinion, more influential content creators on YouTube don't call Sorare out, because they've got far more clout than me. However, again, just my opinion, they're just carrying on regardless, making good money, and they quite frankly couldn't give a shit. So like I said, until Sorare address this, because I don't think that it's right what they're doing, they need to know, or let people know, what the plans are specifically on this progression bar, because it's not right. You've got people, average working people, I'm not talking people with fucking 20, 30 grand to invest, people who are putting 500 quid, a grand in to invest in an eth grinding team, and you could pull that away tomorrow because you've been promising it since last year. So God knows when it's going to come in, but you need to ensure that people are aware what could happen, and more specifically when it's going to be introduced. New users are going to be the ones that are affected, because people who were on as long as me, we were buying cards for a lot cheaper than they are now. So like I said, the new users are going to be the ones that are worst affected if Sorare were to come out and say, yeah, the bloody progression bar's coming in from May. Because in my opinion, there's no way the progression bar can be anywhere near as good or as valuable as the ETH threshold payments, because my understanding was Sorare were introducing it because it was not going to be sustainable to keep paying ETH thresholds. I could be wrong, but that was my understanding. So people need to be aware of that as well when they're starting out and looking at what they want to do and what they're trying to achieve on Sorare, the platform. I want to end on a positive note, because there are so many good things about Sorare, and in my opinion, what I'm suggesting Sorare do, it doesn't take a lot of time, effort to do, and this could be sorted within weeks, in my opinion, and let everyone know where they are, what they're doing, etc. But while there's uncertainty, it's no good. People will lose confidence in the product, not knowing what's happening from one day to the next. If promises are being made and not kept, it's just amateurish behaviour at the very, very best, in my opinion. So all we want is for Sorare to sort it out. If Sorare get this resolved and sort all the uncertainty out, get all the things back in proper places, and the system, nothing's going to be ever perfect, but as perfect as it possibly can, it benefits every user on the platform. There is no one in their right mind who would be slating the product just for the sake of slating it. And I'm certainly not doing that. I've done this with good intentions, because I want Sorare to be a global product in every country in the world, people using it everywhere, because ultimately it benefits us all. So guys, I'll wrap it up there because I've had enough of it. If you think there's anything Sorare can improve on, or any concerns, put it in the comments below, and I'll speak to you soon. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.